Hi YouTube, this is Darkon633, and today is the finale of my Cybertron month on Blast from the Past reviews, and it's none other than Voyager class Vector Prime. Now, Vector Prime is actually one of the 13 primes, and he actually wasn't really made until Cybertron, so this is a whole brand new character that didn't exist prior to the show, and I really like the design of this toy overall. It's got a lot of old cybernetic and clock mechanisms to make him look like he's an ancient Transformer, even though obviously Transformers are far more advanced than any technology on Earth in the current time. But it's still really cool. Overall, he does feature quite a lot of things that kind of give you an impression throughout the Energon trilogy itself. He has Minicon ports, so allows Minicons to attach to him. He has the Cyber Planet Key as well. And just about a complexity, just think that throughout the entire Energon trilogy, he kind of, in some cases, amalgamates all three personally into one figure. So I think it's a really nice design overall. Now, my favorite design choices on him is that the solar wing panels, which form the wings of his jet mode, become this cape-like design. Now, obviously in the show it was more of an actual cape design, but it does have some liberties when turned into toy form, so it's understandable. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's made of this really soft, rubbery plastic, which warps really easily over time, especially when you turn it into vehicle mode. It's going to be mostly present why it's a problem in vehicle mode. But anyways, articulation-wise, his head swivels, so that's cool. It does have fully ratcheted shoulders. And be warned, since this figure actually suffers one major issue that I absolutely hate about the figure. The shoulders get very loose over time just by the way it's made of a very thin plastic that goes over these little peg pieces. And these pop out a lot. The second thing I don't like about the toy is that these panels don't snap into place in any shape or form. So they just slide all over the place due to transformation, and it's very distracting. However, articulation-wise otherwise is that his arms can swivel and bend at the elbow at 90 degrees with a nice ratchet. He has no waist articulation, but he does have really nice hip articulation, also forwards and back. Can bend at the knees, can swivel, and feet can pivot just a bit, so he's pretty much a standard in terms of articulation. However, that's not all he has. As you can see, attached to his arm is his Minicon Safeguard. Safeguard is one of the larger type of Minicon designs, and basically he's almost like a full-on target master. You just gotta slide down the legs, which I didn't mention here, and slide this back, and there you have Safeguard in his robot mode. Articulation-wise, he does actually feature some pretty good articulation points. His arms can swivel, and his arms are on ball joints. He can also bend at the knee due to transformation, and his feet can pivot just a bit, but it can't go outwards in any shape or form. Now, being the prime that he is, he does come with the most unique Cyber Planet Key, which is supposed to be the map, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen Cybertron. And what it's supposed to do is that when you slide it into the compartment over his chest, a sound would activate, but as you can see, no sound activated. The battery has long since dried out, so unfortunately I cannot show you at the time what that sounds like. However, he does have another feature by means of a hidden sword, which looks really nice than how it is hidden back there. And it can slide in, and also, unfortunately, it does have its own share of warping, since it's made of a very clear, rubbery green plastic. We're just gonna pull this out and plug it back in, since it forms back here, just to show a lot of the clock mechanisms and so on, especially on the sides. It's got a lot of clockwork designs, and he does have a missile, which fires, which I'm just going to fire off camera here so I won't lose it. So that's pretty much it for his robot mode. We'll now go on to transformation. Transformation is really simple. First, we're going to slide these down, push these away, and we're going to slide the shoulders together so that it looks like this. Then we're going to snap these to the sides here on his hips, and then turn the head, push up the front of the jet mode here, it snaps into place, so it looks like that. We're going to bend these so that they form the wings, open up the solar panels, which are his wings, push these here, since he does actually have feet pivot, which I forgot to mention. And then we're going to snap these together once they push down over here. And they're going to snap into the little area down here. And once you get that done, you'll have Vector Prime in his Cybertronian jet mode. And now that we have it in jet mode, what's cool is that right here, as you can see, there's a lot of open space there, so that you can actually connect Safeguard, which will quickly transform here, back into his little tiny jet target master mode, whatever you call this. And then you can actually plug up here. And he actually did this on the show, so that's cool that you can reenact that with the toy as well. His Cyberplanet key can fit in like normal, however, once again, no sound will activate. Basically what happens in the show is that when he activates the Cyberplanet key, a large force field will appear around Vector Prime so that he can protect it from attacks and so on. Now obviously, they can't replicate that in the toys, so they decided to just give it a sound gimmick, which has long since not been able to work due to the battery drying out. Now as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, the panels aren't the best shape. They're quite warped over the years thanks to these really soft plastic wings that are made out of a translucent green kind of plastic. It's kind of a smoky color just because of the way that it's designed. So it is a bit warped. His wings are articulated in two ways, like this, and can also bend outward and in. But that's pretty much it for the wing-wise. It does have at the bottom 4 plastic wheels to help him roll as well. And then down here he's got some more satellite kind of designs on his legs as well, to arm him up just a little bit more. So overall, I think one of my favorite modes is his jet mode. Now, I haven't been a real fan for Cybertronian jet modes and so on, since especially a lot of the movie designs look ludicrous. But I think this is a really nice design for a Cybertronian jet, and it really brings out the ancient design for Vector Prime. Now, to transform him back, you're gonna put down the solar panels and lay them flat. We're then going to bend these down to form his cape. We're going to pull out the shoulders, unpeg them, and slide these pieces up. Pull down the legs, push them up on both sides. And then we're going to take away Safeguard so we can plug it back on his arm. Like so. Push down this entire panel here. Turn his head, and now we have Vector Prime back in his robot's mode. Now Vector Prime, which I'm going to quickly slide the camera outward, okay, sorry about that, is a very nice robot design, and it's one of my most favorite designs of Cybertron in its entirety, next to Hotshot and a few other characters. Now, he might be a bit hard to track down. I haven't really checked the secondary prices for him, but if you're able to get a hold of this mold, I highly recommend picking this up, and or the Alphatron mold, which obviously was a Bakken exclusive, making it a lot more expensive, especially today. So your best bet is to just get the standard mold, or the Japanese release, or actually the third release, which was released under Cybertron, which is supposed to replicate what the Japanese release was, but it was in a very strange color. But the cool part is that it actually included the correct color Cyberplanet key. So it's like a pseudo-Japanese release. They just changed a few things here and there, so it's not quite the Takara release. But anyways, I really think Vector Prime is a really nice design, and even to this day, he's one of my more favorite figures, and it's cool to actually have another representation of a Prime in the toy line. Anyways, this concludes my Blast of the Past reviews in the month of Cybertron, and next month, we'll be moving to the final main cartoon series, Transformers Animated. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check me under Twitter under Darkon633. Also, please check down the other channels down below, including the WRW podcast and more. But for now, I'll be seeing you YouTube. Bye.